Hello and welcome to Overdrive. I am Rohit Paradkar. We are right outside the Nexa exhibit. This is the Maruti Suzuki exhibit. Of course, this has been the show starter, or should I call it the showstopper. We saw the EVX concept at the Auto Expo a few years back, and now it has taken shape as the new Maruti Suzuki EV Vitara, their foray into electric space. So right on top, you see the E logo. Maruti Suzuki is calling it E for me. I will call it E for everyone. So let's go in and take a look at what the new Vitara is all about. So first things first, it is a born electric vehicle. So you are going to see a completely electrified front end. What I mean by that is no massive grills. You get this nice flat front end, no massive overhangs either. You see the overhangs on the side, absolutely minimal. You're looking at a vehicle that sits on a 2700 millimeter wheelbase. That's more than the Creta, which recently went electric. You also see the grille up front. You see the big Suzuki logo on that. You see the camera right beneath, and you also see the parking sensors right below that. The fog lamps sit quite low in the bumper, just the way they should be, and that lower bumper area is really well done. Now, talking about the headlight, we recently showed you the headlight on the Toyota variant of this, the Urban BEV concept. Compared to that, this is a much larger headlight unit, at least visually. So you're looking at this Y-shaped DRL, you're looking at a projector beam pattern inside, and then you get these sophisticated cuts all across, which I think looks quite nice. We saw a little bit of a brow element on the Toyota. You don't see that here, but you see plenty of sculpting right here. Now, this is the gray color that you're looking at, and that still shows off the sculpting quite well. Of course, this will be available in the Nexa blue because this is going to be a Nexa product. Now, we are also looking at similar aerodynamic wheels. We are looking at the MRF Wanderer low resistance tires on this. These are 225/55 R18s. So I was worried that probably on the production model they might go with 17, but here is the production model and you can see the 18 inches on there. So even the Toyota will get 18 on the top end. The low end variants might get a 17 though. You see the turn blinkers in the wing mirrors. You also see the cameras in the wing mirrors. You are looking at a 360-degree setup. Request sensor right here, exposed keyhole right there, and you see these massive rub rails on the side. Again, reminding you, 2700 millimeter wheelbase is what you're looking at with this car. This is a 4.3 meter long vehicle. So a few of you had your apprehensions. You thought this is going to be a sub 4 meter. No, it is not. It's a 4.3 meter vehicle. You see this massive glass unit at the back, and then we see a similar detailing that we saw to the front DRLs. You see that Y-shaped design right there, and again plenty of sculpting which makes it look quite nice. Now let's take a look at the boot. Massive boot space in there. You also see the subwoofer inside. Infinity audio is what you're going to get. Plenty of storage spaces for your chargers right in there. So you see that, and your spare wheel is going to go underneath that. I'm guessing this is going to be a space saver spare wheel. And as far as the seats are concerned, you will see 40-20-40 split, a three-way split that you see. You can basically drop the center section if you so need. Quite premium matting as well for the boot. No power tailgates or all that fancy element in here. This is where you get the lights for the number plate, and this is how you're going to close it. Okay, someone else is shooting that, so let's walk out of his frame. You also see these C-pillar mounted door handles for the rear doors. That is what your charger is going to look like. Now let's quickly step in. So that is what the cabin is going to look like. Now you're going to get these brown scratchy plastics right here. Okay, these are soft touch. These are scratchy plastics. These are scratchy here, but nice soft touch materials right on the dash. What you're also getting are two massive screens. So they have gone with this integrated display unit. That is what they're calling it. So you're going to get two screens, one for the infotainment, one for the instrumentation, and it is a high-res full color display that you're looking at. So apart from that, the hazard light nice and big, AC vents nice and big again, and you have still physical switches in here. Not everything has been put on the touchscreen. You get two cup holders here, you get a wireless charging pad, and interestingly you also have this floating console that frees up some space down below. So that is where your 12-volt socket is going to go. Now again, a leaf from the Tata page is what we see with the rotary selector for the drive selector that you see here. Now you get tilt and telescopic adjustment for the steering. You get a snow mode because there will be all-wheel drive. There are different drive modes that you'll be able to choose from. And then you have the electronic parking brake and all of that. So all of that has been given in this car. and then you see some storage spaces in here. So quite nicely done. Now that is going to be the charging unit. This is essentially what your home charger is going to look like. So this has been done by Uno Minda. You see the home charger. This is essentially what will go on the wall for you when you buy one of these. And not just that, Maruti is in the process of setting up charging stations across 100 dealerships to begin with, or 100 cities to begin with in the first phase, and expanding that quickly to 1,000 in the second phase, which is again a very big deal. Now the other bit that I really like with Maruti getting into this, essentially if they set up a fast charger at every Nexa dealership, you are essentially looking at having a charger every 5 to 6 kilometers. Let that sink in. This is what happens when someone as mainstream as Maruti, India's largest car maker, gets into EVs. What happens is that you will be able to get charging slots and fast charging slots at that, or charging options, sorry, every 5 to 6 kilometers. So that is a big deal. Now let's also take a look at the front end. We don't get any frunk in here. You're not looking at that. You're looking at the powertrain right here. So there is going to be a front wheel driven option which can be had with the 49 or the 61 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now let's just hop over to the other side. This is the other color that you see right here. The cabin remains the same. This is a more graphite kind of a color, slightly lighter, and I think this one looks quite nice too. So overall, I quite like the design. Now let's just quickly again take a look at the steering wheel design. The steering, they've gone with a 2-spoke steering, again something similar to what we've seen with Tata or even with Skoda. So there, lots and lots of excitement here today for this car, of course. So let's quickly take a look at the steering once that camera moves out of our frame. Okay, so that's your 2-spoke steering wheel design that you see in there. So like I said, graphite color. This is going to be the other color option for you. Let's also take a look at one more car that is parked over there, and let's take a look at what color this is. So this is again a dark color shade that you are looking at, and again quite a good looking one at that. So the vehicle will go on sale real soon. It is going to enter production very soon. Like I said, this is the production ready version. Now let's quickly hop into the rear seat and let me show you what the space is like. But before that, let's talk about the cabin safety. 6 airbags are now standard across multiple cars, right? But Maruti is upping the game there as well. They're giving you a driver knee airbag also. So you're looking at a 7 airbag setup. Even the disc brakes are going to be standard on all 4 wheels across all the variants that you choose. So that's the other bit. And there is level 2 ADAS functionality that has been built into the car, and that too is standard. Okay, so like I was telling you, there is a 40-20-40 split that you get for the rear seats, which means that the center seat can double up as your center armrest, and you get 2 cup holders in here. So that's quite nicely done, and when I put it up, this is the kind of space that I get. Now the rear seats can be adjusted for reach, and quite a bit of reach at that. And there is also certain level of recline adjustment, about 20 millimeters of recline adjustment that you get here. Now sorry, this seat has been pulled back, but you can see with the driver's seat almost all the way back, there's still plenty of knee room that you see here. Now you don't get a full panoramic sunroof here. You're going to get the sunroof only for the front end, but headroom is actually not too bad. 6-footers might just feel a bit claustrophobic in here. It's not too bad here, but overall I think the headroom is quite nicely done. So that is the space that you're looking at. Let's quickly step out. So as I was telling you, this car is going to enter production real soon. The launch will happen very soon, and the pricing, now the pricing is obviously going to be key. We are looking at a similar price tag as the Creta EV and even the Grand Vitara hybrid. So we are looking at that similar price tag. That is the target price for them. The other big target, of course, is a 500+ kilometer range for the bigger 61 kilowatt hour battery pack. Now let me again remind you, Creta EV, since I mentioned it, it's recently launched. In fact, it's launched at the Auto Expo. The review is already out on Overdrive, and you would remember even the Creta comes with a 42 kilowatt hour battery pack and a 51.4 kilowatt hour battery pack. So this one gets a 49 and a 61. So it's definitely trumping the Creta on that. This is a born electric after all. and Maruti is going to play to the economies of scale and also make sure that the pricing is really, really competitive. So I think the EV game just got stronger. There's a lot of action now with the Creta, with this, and now Toyota to follow soon. I think the 20 to 30 lakh rupee space is again going to hot up. What are your thoughts about the vehicle? Let us know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this one.